The Zavir Highlands were abandoned by humans early on, so it was quite easy for us to settle down here. Gaining the wisdom of Sethra, the Witch of Rifts, did not come without its price. Let my veins spread like spiderwebs beneath the highlands, absorb the life force of the surface. Those humans offered as living sacrifices to the witch didn't last for long, and upon the witch's demise, the settlement was quickly abandoned by the humans. We made their former first settlement into one of our own, and up until quite recently, had maintained it as such. We did so for the sake of the hawk and leopard abets, who had gone beyond the mountain of eternal winter long ago during our time in the highlands. But this too was their home. As we tended the land, we often left out some meat they enjoyed. Though they would never again return, wild animals would frequent our settlement and eat to their heart's content. Seeing this gave us some small relief, knowing the hawk and leopard abets would have some sanctuary to return to. At least, before the leopard totem was destroyed. Sethra's vase would always give off such a pleasant fragrance. It absorbed the life energy of the creatures that gathered around each totem, a sign that the health of the highlands was in a good state. However, when the totem was destroyed, the abets guarding the remaining ones retreated, for none quite knew what threat the lurking danger posed.
The eye that climbed out of hell's depths hungers. Only the infinite life force of the highlands can satisfy it. Only by returning the creatures to the highlands can we overcome the witch's trial.
When I was young, there was a fierce typhoon that nearly blew away all the settlements in the highlands. Back then, I helped rebuild the highlands, alongside my father and brother.
But the highlands are a dangerous place now. You and Lando should work on restoring the settlements, while I keep an eye on the Dreadwinter tree rooted in the highlands.
I'll go check on the other settlements. Go check the Hawkabet settlement. It's the closest.
We performed the cleansing ritual of the totems with reverence for our forefathers.
About the fact that I'm helping you.
It's in better condition than I thought. When I went to see the Foxabet settlement, it was in complete ruins. Now you've got to hunt. We need to attract hawks. Snowfield Illipikas or Snowfield Markors will do. Here, use this matchlock. Where did I get the matchlock? Don't worry about it. A con to be has a secret or three. Get moving. If you keep making excuses to slack off, I'll tell our Sorendian drill instructor. Huh? What do you mean I'm just lazily ordering you around? Look at all the stuff I'm carrying on my back. books will fly in soon enough. About the matchlock? My secret? Endless pockets, baby! When I had no idea that my father was Khan, my dream was to be a jack of all trades. Just because it seemed cool to help people by carrying all kinds of things. But my little brother's dream was to become like Muhad. His dream was to climb up the mountain of eternal winter. He said that with his white fur, he'd be good at camouflage. It came out of nowhere, honestly. He only chuckled when I asked him what he was thinking. But he kept on pestering Father about climbing up the mountain. That's why I made him these mountaineer clothes. I thought feeling like one might be enough to keep him here. Oh, look over there! They're finally here! Whoa, they're really going to town. I feel full just looking at them. Next up is the home of the Dirabets. Gonzarig restored the whole place this morning. All we need to do is attract the herbivores. They are very cautious, though. There's a tip that Father taught me. We need snowflake stoneback crabs. The winter flowers on their backs give off a very pungent smell. You'll find snowflake stoneback crabs hiding around the highlands if you look carefully. They used to only inhabit the mountain of eternal winter. But they came all the way down here as if sensing some strange energy from the mountain. You know, these things are worth asking while hunting. They say a blade dulls with use, but wow. Have I rubbed off on you? Luckily, I've got some friends to help. Look at me and my connections coming through again. The animals would be disappointed if we didn't have delicious fruit, right?
We are here from Moslim's Euless Citron Orchard to help restore the Zavir Highlands. I'm so very excited. I hope they really enjoy them.
I could kind of start understanding my little brother's behavior once I knew about the Path of Prophecy. The wise Invish told us that we all take different paths, but each of us are destined to reach the end of that path. I realize now that my little brother was always walking along his path, but I haven't even found where the path starts yet. The path my little brother took was surely not one to be taken by a Foxabats. Since we cannot climb the mountain, I think he disguised his desire with light-hearted jokes.
Oh, they're gathering! Wow! What are they? So many animals I've never seen before. We're leaving now. Lando, don't forget your promise to promote our citron orchard once you finish your journey.
So maybe I said something about offering to promote them. Sure, the world's all about give and take. By the way, where has our dark son disappeared to? He's not possibly taking a nap, is he? I'll go find him and teach him a lesson. You work on restoring the Foxabet settlement. Yeah. This might require a bit of, muscle power. That's why I gave you the almighty axe. Go fell things! If chopping trees is too tough for you, you could always ask Gonzarig to come to your rescue. look at it! Completely restored! If I was a lady fox, I'd be head over heels. It's magnificent! I think they're already here! Quick! Over here! They look so hungry. Come on, don't be shy. This feels good, doesn't it? If they're brave enough to venture out, why is it so hard for me to just gather the courage to climb up the mountain? I lied to my little brother. I told him that Father had gone to prove that even we can climb the mountain. I couldn't bear to tell him that maybe the reason our father had been gone for so long was because he had passed from this world. No. Actually, if I'm being completely honest, I hated seeing him wake up each morning whining and crying. I thought that he'd give up if I told him that. But the next day, he was gone. He left only a letter stamped with his paw that said that he was going to climb the mountain. We can't climb it, though. We can cross the sea and travel the desert, but not that mountain.
You are still very chatty. You can traverse the sea, the desert, and that mountain is no different. Your fear comes from the fact that you haven't experienced it yourself. I'm not ignoring the traditions of your people, but the source of your fear comes from words passed down. That's all. It's ridiculous to say that one invites death by simply climbing a mountain. Have you seen any that prove those words to be true? If I were you, I'd test their veracity myself. If you've resolved to climb the mountain, then I will accompany you. In order to do that, we must complete the trial here. I saw the incense rising from 3 of Sethra's vases of living souls. But what should we do with the leopard Abet's settlement? Something in ruin cannot be restored. Not to mention the Dreadwinter tree is deeply rooted there.
Then... how about purifying that tree? We're good as long as the living souls are alive. We're just borrowing the winter spirit's life force as we cleanse them of their pain.
Has the world gone mad? Will the sun now rise in the west? The fox is making sense. Well done. Now, let's go see the last vase of living souls.
Ah! What was that? Can someone explain to me what just happened?
There's that same foul smell that the monster at Bronte's bolt gave off.
Could it be that there's a path to their burrow underneath this Dreadwinter tree?
Let's go meet Ganzorig and send word by Hawk. We have to keep moving forward. Trying to fix a problem every time one rears its head is like trying to fill a bottomless pit. You must seek out the root of the problem. A leader who fails in this will bring only chaos.
All right, let's go meet Gonzarig.
Let us also see to Sethra's vase of...
There, good bird. By Windknow's grace, please spread word. There is grave danger in the Highlands. Thank you. We welcome you as one of our own.
If I find kinship among the Highland people, will I find salvation from the mess that I'm in?
Look, all of the vases of living souls are breathing.
I can't believe we're already at the final trial. Huh? What do you mean, why'd it take so long? The sixth witch is Kahel, the Witch of Distortion. A crown of colorful fingers bears the blood of the dragon, but no mouth to consume it. The mouth that can devour the darkest abyss was far too much for this world to bear, so it was locked away in a dark, deserted mountain to keep out of reach. The warrior of winter seeking to overcome the last witch's trial must find that mouth. If the mouth cannot be found, a void that the mouth cannot consume will overtake all.
Locked up in a dark, empty mountain so that none may approach.
It's probably referring to the Forbidden Black Mountains, the old name of the Sherakan iron mine.
Gonzarig, how do you know all that when you only stay within the Highlands?
Great wings can carry the hawk abets great distances. Powerful legs can propel the leopard abets great distances. And with this power, they can surmount the mountain of eternal winter. On the other hand, fox abets are skilled with their hands and are good at calculating. And deer abets are friendly and inviting, befriending all throughout the land. They can embrace every bit of the Highlands. The abets aren't the only ones who've come to the Highlands. The connections I've made keep me well informed.
I didn't know fox abats were good at calculating. So, then as a fox, there's no way you forgot about Prince Bahan's request.
Oh, you're right! How do you remember these things that have nothing to do with you?
I anticipated you'd forget. Don't make me regret joining you, and get moving. I will find a way to get inside the den of the barbarians. Why don't you keep close to that fox so that he doesn't wander off?
Lando, as a representative of the abets, has to offer prayers of gratitude to the living souls before he leaves. Though the Khan is absent, it's still fox rule. Since you are...
I will be done in a jiffy. So, see you at Camp Alex.
If I'd sent him alone, I imagine it would have taken some time. With you around, things seem to be somewhat expedited. Then, let's see. This is Gardaka's code. Wait, is this all? Was there nothing else? Some small piece of iron? I see. This is why Mother said my older brother doesn't have the key. In secrecy, she loved her twin, and that love bore children. The oldest among them.
Your Majesty!
Tui. What else was on my schedule for today?
You're scheduled to make a visit to Maslan's Eula's citron orchard.
The owner of the Euless orchard is your run-of-the-mill abbess. I'll surely draw the eyes of the Papus, who will no doubt spread word of my visit.
Your Majesty, it's a risk you must take. You must cover up your secret with some commotion.
Indeed. I've had quite enough. Oh, and Atui.
Yes. This is Valerito's token of promise. From the first head of the Sezek. My ancestor, Muhad Balix, got it 100 years ago, when rescuing the Sezek barbarians who all nearly froze to death when ascending the Mountain of Eternal Winter.
The barbarians. They were headed to the Sherikon iron mine, but took a wrong path and wound up at the Snowy Mountain instead.
That token was given to him as the promise of an unconditional invitation. Once Valerito ceased wandering and established a nation.
Huh. A nation for a barbarian. A man with lofty ambitions, I see. Anyway, no good could have come from our military authorities getting involved with the barbarians. It would have been a precarious situation to manage. Can you give this to that fox, the Khan's heir? He should use it wisely. A leader must keep his fingers on the pulse of the people, and as blood of the Khan runs through him, he will become a leader in his own right. Oh, I don't mean to equate the barbarians to Elton. It's a small gift merely given out of concern, since he still acts like a child. But I was a bit curious about something. Who is that man in rags who follows you? He's a poor old beggar. Well, I could tell from the start that you were kind at heart.
Totally meant to meet up with you right away, but the sky got all dark like it was going to rain, and when I looked up, whoosh! Our emotional cactus was bareback on a baby black dragon, headed toward the abandoned iron mine. I have no idea why he's throwing himself right into the barbarians' den. I took off after him as soon as I spotted him, but he was way too fast. No small feat against an ex-member of the fleeing Fox Squad.
Are you the one? Hello. I am Kaspara, the chief priestess at the Shrine of Silent Prayers. It's my fault. I was speaking of the history of these lands, as I usually do, to the people offering their prayers to lost souls. When a man asked why barbarians were gathered at the abandoned iron mine, I told him that they've long sought to claim the dragon's power.
You heard what the priestess said, right? Oh, Grumpy's not expecting to just rush in and be greeted by the barbarians with open arms, is he? Huh? What is this? Valerito's token of promise from the first head of the Sezek? Oh, how great it is to be Prince! But I have never talked to a barbarian. Huh? Where is everyone?
Come, everyone! Look at this guy, full of gusto!
What the heck? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think this is the reaction we were hoping for from this guy.
This should be easy. You, where is Dayan, the one called a perfect being?
What are you doing here? Get the hell out of my sight before I toss you into the mine! Ha! What an entrance! A true showman! But there are only two types of people who come here. The brave-faced ones secretly quivering in their boots, and the ones covered in snot and tears, helpless to escape. Hey! How about we play the part of wealthy Kelpiar nobles over a glass of plundered top-quality wine?
I won't take anything offered by a barbarian. Just answer my question.
What a man!
Is this a normal conversation? Can't tell if he's really enjoying himself or being sarcastic.
Okay. Dayan, that bastard. That little bastard deserves to be sold to the Ahibs and fed to the gargoyles. The first head, Valerito, came here to find Markthanon about 100 years ago, when the great battle between the Sherikans and dragons had come to an end. We promised him wings in return for the land of the Sherikans' descendants. He promised us reign over the land by burning Dregan. And just like that, for 100 years, we built the Barbarians Tower out of pure black stones here at this abandoned mine.
Barbarians Tower? Did you name it that because you're barbarians? Look, you should know, most people use the term barbarian as an insult. Are you trying to, like, take that word back? Make it cool again?
Shut your maw or I will shred it to pieces! That tower was the only source of power that could lift the curse put on Markthanon by the witch.
The witch's curse? Hell, it might have something to do with the mouth we're looking for.
Right. We have no idea what it's called, but it sure is a terrifying mouth. Bugs crawling all over the inside of it, like a creepy tunnel. The bugs that poured out from that mouth devoured Markthanon's body whole. But the pure black stones had the power to seal up that mouth. The taller the tower, the closer we were to liberation. We needed someone to keep record of this historic moment.
And that person was Dayan.
Yes, he came to us on his own, saying he respected Markthanon, although he had been kicked out of Dregan.
He must have appeared as providence for those of you seeking to shed yourself of the barbarian vestments. No wonder many flocked to him.
Dayan, that bastard up to no gooder. He blew up the Barbarians Tower that we toiled over for 100 years!
How come? It was an opportunity to awaken Markthanon again. Could it be because he wanted to become the hero of Dregan or something?
No. The Barbarians Tower is not something that can be blown up by a mere human. What do I care? He's long gone anyhow.
So basically we've reached a dead end. Dayan is gone. We have no means of getting a clue about the trial. Let's just go.
But there must be some hint about the trial buried somewhere around here.
This is where the tower of pure black stones exploded. Who knows what changes that might have brought? Beware.
What? You're leaving just like that? Hey there! How about something for my time? What? You're leaving just like... What? You're leaving? What? You're...
I don't think that barbarian Alvaro is in the best of moods. Actually, they're all kind of looking at us like we're on tonight's menu.
They daren't give chase so long as my companion's beside us. Let us return to Duvenkroon. Back on the previous trials, we may find a clue within the records of the humans who once resided in the region. This is the land of the Sherikans, ancestors of Dregan. They've probably some ancient story that can help unravel this mystery.
How about heading to the Black Lake encampment instead of Duvenkroon? The chief said that place, Wait, the people over there.
They bear the same shackles as the people from the inn in Ailton. They might be those who are unable to escape with them.
You're from Ailton, right? Thank goodness. You've come to rescue us, right?
Yes. The village ruled by a wise white fox. Those who escaped first promised to come save us.
I'm truly sorry, but we're in the middle of the den of the barbarians. We never promised such a thing, nor did we come for that matter.
But you want us to just leave them here?
We can't save everyone. A leader understands that some sacrifices must be made for the sake of all, though your heart may be racked with pain and pity. You must not shed tears. There will come a time when you yourself will be the sacrifice.
I understand. Then please, I ask only one thing. I drew a map in secret so that I might flee this place.
A map that would take us through this mine while avoiding the eyes of the barbarians. Well, I was found out, and my map was taken from me before I could do anything. Please, just retrieve that map for me. We'll deal with the rest, please.
You just need to steal the key from their chief priest. Actually, these barbarians, their senses have been a bit dull ever since the day of the explosion.
All right. You get your mitts on that key. I noticed they like swaying to funky rhythms, so I'll teach them how it's done.
They don't even budge a little when we whistle loudly. See what I mean?
This is how you get down with your bad self. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Why is the box so big? Where's this gas coming from?
That dumb fox.
Thought you were too clever for me? Thought you'd slip through my hands? So naive. You went straight for the bait!
I'm so sorry we deceived you.
I really did want to escape.
I didn't think you cowards had the spine. All right, run far, far away. I'll show no mercy if you're ever caught again!
Damn it. My body.
You're in the barbarians' den. Did you really think that you'd get out of here alive? You look like you've got what it takes to get us back our stolen kingdom. Oh, and let's toss him that giddy fox as a dessert for Marthanon. Well, good luck surviving in the Murrow labyrinth. Unfortunately for you, there's no way out.
Hello? Anybody there?
You're late. I brought the fox, despite my better judgment.
How could you say that? I thought we had great chemistry. Anyway, it's good to see you again. Why don't we head out? I'll lead the way.
It seems your stature and your conscience share a similar trait. They're both lacking.
I was absolutely certain this is the way out, but why is it blocked? Guys, it's definitely the exit. I can smell it.
Mach-Thanon?
It's a dragon! They've arrived. What do you think, Mach-Thanon? They are the ones who will give you a new lease on life. We've been awaiting your arrival for some time. Mach-Thanon belongs to me now.
You're not human. What are you?
I am the Chaos of Origin.
What are you doing here?
I was offering my aid to the dying Mach-Thanon, just as I once gave my aid to Labreska. What poor souls. Labreska, who devoured the hearts of her own kind. The 7 witches who sowed their own ruin. The humans who were taught their wisdom and became dragon slayers after being covered in the blood of Mach-Thanon's daughter. Oh, it seems like you still have some energy left. It's the same. Exactly the same as back then. She would gather all the strength she could muster to resist my whispers of Silverthorn will never return. He has abandoned you. But where in the world did she get such strength? It is indeed a wonder. But now you, with a vessel like you, I could do anything.
Were you the one who poisoned the oak pill? Why are you even doing this?
It's been some time since I parted ways with Labreska, but little seems to have changed. This land seems untouched by time. It's just too boring here. The peace was unnerving. It needed a little chaos. So I gave it some serious consideration. How could I spice things up? Then, something caught my interest. Towers flooded with magical power and a sealed abyssal flame. Poor souls. But then, dragons always are. Imagine the flame I've been longing to find blossomed from the grave. Anyway, seals are meant to be broken, right? What's inside? What could happen? Such thrilling prospects.
That's why you blew up the Barbarians Tower. The overflowing magical energy. The poisoned oak pill. That was just the spark.
Yes, that's right. Absolutely right. I was quite disappointed no one noticed the changes to the mountain. I kind of like you, but please, no trying to cut the line. Markthenon was here first, so let's get to the unpleasant business. Pick one who will be left behind. They shall have the honor of being the sacrifice to make Markthenon mine. If you can't come to a consensus, all of you will die and be doomed to rot here for eternity.
Pick one, he said. Wake up. Completely passed out. All right. This moment's come faster than anticipated. Did you think us working together made us comrades? Laughable. Did you completely forget the nature of our relationship? And worse, did you completely forget how you ruined my life? Would purging this mark truly cleanse my soul? Impossible. Calpheon will always be the schism that divides us. I believe you will have to be the sacrifice for my trial. I have no such thing as comrades. It has always been, and will continue to be that way! Only once you cease to exist can I be free.
Hey, what you guys doing over there? Hmm? Oof, my noggin. I was abandoned here, all alone beneath this fearsome dragon's eye. And the two of you are doing gods know what. What's with that fighting stance? And why is the scary one kneeling?
If your life is at stake, I shall let myself be bound. And yet I beseech you, at least let your feelings be...
The two of you are doing gods know what. What's with
There is no bliss-filled future for the two of us. Jordine, when I said I care not what form you're in, it was simply bait to beguile you, you traitor.
If your life is at stake, I shall let myself be bound. And yet I beseech you, at least let your feelings be...
What's going on here? Are your deepest doubts coming to life? Well, okay, hear me out then. They say certain aromas can induce nostalgia. Roy Mills gave this to me over at Awena's Tale. It said he completely forgot about it. Some perfume handcrafted by Princess Jarette herself. With some luck, it'll spark some fond memory in Grumpy Pants as well.
The scent from that early morn. Sunflowers. That was but an illusion of Dayan? Fie. It appears I wasn't myself.
My father always said, saying I love you is like making a wish upon a shooting star. To witness a falling star while, at the same moment, also being with the one you love. Can you imagine the odds of making that happen? He said if that ever occurred, you best stick with each other for the rest of your lives. You spoke of love. Love never betrays, so don't you worry.
Regardless, I extend my thanks. I guess you can be useful. No. Why were you hiding that until now? What are you playing at?
I swear I just forgot about it. But you can bet I won't forget this moment. You'll never live this one down.
My deepest doubts came to life, you said. What illusion did you see? Speak, now! Dead, it seems. What was it?
The Black Spirit of Origin. Another fragment of chaos that was absorbed by Labreska to grant her new life.
Did we take its life?
No, you did not. However, you have spared mine. Annoying mouth of Gahel. I am finally free.
Why would you give this to us?
I detest humans. However, I pay my debts in full. Perhaps there once was a time we could have coexisted together.
I saw records. Dragon hunting Shere Khan covered in dragon's blood due to an unintended accident. Could it be?
That they disguised murder as an accident. Humans are loathsome creatures. That is the truth.
But they were dragons. They had tails and all. Yet you say they were humans? People? We killed people? Akum! Your body! Your skin! Ah! Has the hex fallen on us as well?
Listen closely. These are not people that we have slain, understand? We've only slain dragons. Besides, no one else shall know. For we are covered in dragon blood, and I have received a blessing from this blood. Understand? The truth of this history will be written by us.
How unfortunate. Anything else to share?
The despair lingering in the wake of Labreska's death has brought forth in this world an entirely new form of despair. Guard yourself. Lo, the Hydra here is closed. Lonabra sotokakusko. This road takes bray. Latra luta. Ku tita lokata kuvekek. Nithvas latra musmastrate. Les korki tholitre. Lokos veka. Vehuman. Tebraski kiche. Kost vekosk matatu. Kusbek soto visherekan. Lest kiki brathlatram kest vastel. Kusoton molistan katreth molo kataskas trist vakomi. Kasta preska kaklas matisken. Vi must kasta. Lod luda. Karos malatrakast. Lotod haben tavestav vostosk. Kive mustmask sostro-brusk thest. Proklo na brasir viven komi. Lo thestrar sastar. Hi un thestrar vamatan treth. Hachela preska sute kas trist. Veshar trest halaran tu braf. O zeka muskmask. Katvas kalme vargas trisk. Thion trekaf. Kuke ulve treta vestma. La preska sask. Trave. Vemo pulos tresk. Tofeta veslistan. Rotrusk vesit host. Vilath truth ta vestro brusk. Fu elskajik na prasot holuk brast. Muskmas krobraka vove kemak. Sas al thamus mafar muslaran. Komilor. Naru chakar ko tholitre mutra. Fabrita tu kot host. Lo. Soto vehatra groth. Briki to brusk. To trade tath trith. Visokak. Set host.
They've been quiet all this time.
I got my start studying Hill. It's my...
They've been quiet all this
I need to report this to Duvenkroon and Ailton immediately. To think that you've returned from the labyrinth unscathed. This here is the Black Lake encampment. We set up camp here to keep an eye on Markthanon. But apparently, that wasn't the real issue. Many mercenaries have entered the mines, but they've all returned enthralled by some unknown hallucination.
One of Marnie's creations, I see. Is Marnie also taking part in the Iron Mine investigations?
He is, and yet I've never seen him appear in this area. You'll probably find him hiding out in Tory Woods. He usually just sends one of his machines to communicate with us. I've just about had all I can take of him, so I've called the ecologist Jurgen over. He mastered Marnie speak ages ago, as a young boy, actually. Apparently Marnie has quite the cult following. Care to go stretch your legs a bit and see what's been going on inside?
Fine. In return, make sure you come up with a better plan to keep Serendia's relationship with Dregan sound. Since you've overcome the trials of the 6 witches, all that's left is to ascend the Mountain of Eternal Winter itself. I watched over this fox in the Murrow labyrinth. So now it's your turn while I go get some exercise. At least show some gratitude.
Oh, thanks to that loon of a scientist, we've discovered the very cause of these hallucinations. They're all due to these monstrosities known as the Murrow. Oh, thanks to that...
We've been quiet all this time, but now... We've been quiet all
Chapter 1. The Giantization of the Murrowak. It is speculated that the giantization of the Murrowax was achieved via the powerful magics found within fine black stones.
They've been quiet all this time, but now...
Chapter 2. The Origins of the Murrowak. Records regarding the Black Camp tribe state the following.
They've been quiet all this time.
Upon the death of the 6 witches, the chief of the Black Camp tribe declared himself the Great Founder and united all 6 tribes under one banner. The Great Founder was an ambitious man, blessed with the wisdom of the 6th witch Cahel. He was able to successfully command Queen Mercedes and her loyal legion of Murrowax. However, even with the collective wisdom of the witches at his disposal, he was unable to overcome the dragons that threatened them.
It may be related to
The 5 tribes who had left their homes to join the Great Founder were enraged. A confrontation thus ensued, during which he was stoned to death. Akun, the Great Founder's son, witnessed his father's death. He vowed then that he would someday reunite the tribes again.
They've been quiet all this time, but now...
Chapter 3. Akun.
I am Akun. I call out to the 6 tribes. Hear me! See me! Know me!
They've been quiet all this time.
As the son of the Great Founder, I seek to make amends for his inexcusable failings. It was his mistake that led to us being covered in dragon blood and suffering as our bodies exponentially grew and our skin hardened.
They've been quiet all this time.
But with this newfound power and the wisdom bestowed upon us by the 6 witches, we will become masters of the dragons. And we shall devote this strength solely to the prosperity of our 6 tribes. For we are dragon hunters. For we are the Sharakan! Wielding the might of the dragons, we will erect monuments, symbols of our strength, and sell dragon eggs so we will never want for coin.
But now... They've been quiet all this time, but now... They've been quiet all this time, but now...
You think you have time to bury your nose in some records? While you were distracted, that rascal up and left. How did you... I was barely even gone. Can't even take care of one lone fox. There he is.
Such enthusiasm is the prime virtue of all my specimens.
Oh, a smart guy. And you let everyone know it?
Of course. Of all the specimens I've seen, you are the 2nd most perfect yet.
Perfect, you say? Well, you've got a good eye for sure.
And what do we have here? 2 more specimens? I'll finally be able to create a friend for Tori as well. I'm always on the lookout for new materials for my experiments. Let me... just one moment. That smell. It's the scent of Baron Dantes, no? Oh, I'm jealous. How was it? Was it wonderful for you?
I shall offer myself willingly for experimentation once I've no regrets left in this world. So I but ask that you let us pass this once.
What? But I already stamped my paw on the contract.
How about a trade? This poisonous fang of Queen Mercedes for our freedom.
My word. You've even been graced by the dear Queen herself. The Queen at Bronte's Bolt? Truly remarkable you all are. I guess it'd be a waste to experiment on you. I do want to share a bit of my work. What do you say?
We're strapped for time. We must head to the Mountain of Eternal Winter. So I'll ask you this only once. Is there any way to stop Queen Mercedes from planting the Winter Tree seed?
That's it. That's exactly what I was experimenting on. I've something to share with you regarding that mountain as well. Please, please give me a chance to awe and amaze.
Look, on behalf of all geniuses, I assure you, we won't regret letting this man speak. What do you say?
One look, that's all. It'll be a waste of time to stop you, it seems.
Huh? Wait. Ah, Tori! You fool! I'm sorry, my faulty specimen, it's in one of its moods again. This time it has dumped all my research and materials into the Black Lake. Could you go retrieve them in my stead? I don't mix well with water.
Greetings. Are you looking for the Maker? You came through the fog. Are you okay? Must behave or be discarded. You came, stay, must.
Could you go retrieve them in my stead? I don't mix well with water. The hardships I faced thanks to those O'Nells. I finally relieved myself of that stress here. The source of the swamp mutant's growth. No, wrong one. Here it is. Signage of ethnic groups. The phenomenon of Queen Mercedes planting the winter tree seed or leaving the swarm for a distant area. At first I speculated some attractant to be involved, but after examining the poisonous fang your friend handed over earlier, I found some traces of parasitic hosts. In other words, they're not doing this of their own free will. I think I know the very culprit. I see them from time to time. What was it in your tongue again?
Dayan? You mean that black spirit?
Yes, that's right. That very one. I wonder, why won't one possess me? You're always doing the most unexpected of things. If only I could peek at that adorable brain of yours. Have you by chance seen Tori? He's my greatest creation.
What could these symbols mean? Tree roots? The heart of a tree?
On the surface, it may look no different than other regions, but all tree roots of this land are tied into one, and the roots are connected to the heart of the mountain of eternal winter, the haven of slumbering origin. From what I've uncovered thus far, the heart produces an endless stream of poisonous materials that eat away from the inside.
Is that why the winter spirits of the mountain have all fled? Oh no. What should we do?
Well, it's the same for humans. Imagine being surrounded by a bunch of angry humans. The source of their anger is their unspeakable pain. You will need to surgically remove the festering wound or put them to sleep. No better medicine than a good night's rest. Isn't that why you're trying to climb the mountain? Judging by that mandragora in your hand. Right. So that mandragora actually has a potent hypnotic effect. Use it to seal the wounded heart pumping in pain. See? Such is the marvel of ecosystems. Complement each other, they do. I too shall become such an ideal creator. Someday.
What else should we be aware of in the haven of slumbering origin?
Nothing else comes to mind, but please don't touch anything. Humans are always the problem. Humans.
That's enough for us. Let us be off. I shall wait for you at the entrance to Everfrost. I will send off the dragon at the abandoned iron mine. Once the Yenix has rid me of this mark, I won't see him again. It might be better to just send him off to be with the ogres at Windknow's Perch. Humans won't be able to do him harm if he's there.
Let me take care of him. If you go off to meet Princess Jarette, the dragon will definitely feel lonely and need some affection.
The dragon would enjoy your company. It will be like having a fresh treat at the ready.
Anyways, while I don't have an immediate solution to stop her, you know who you're dealing with. I'll whip something up in a flash.